This is Budget Builds. Thanks for clicking on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and like the video. It really helps us out. So this week we're going to be installing some headers from JBA Performance Exhausts onto your Caprice. They're actually for 2014 Chevy SS because the company doesn't make them for the Caprice, but they actually bolt right up. You don't have to modify the oil cooler. These headers come with the collectors, some V-bands, gaskets, and these bolts. I did have to order these O2 sensor extensions. I ordered those separate through a company. There's a performance shop that's actually in Indiana with me. He does a lot of stuff with Caprices and G8s and stuff like that. It's called Blue Line Performance. So I'll put a link in the description. He has a lot of cam kits if you guys are interested. He's very knowledgeable about all these cars and how to get them going, and he's got a good idea on how you guys can start your own build. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alrighty, so we're gonna start with the driver's side here. We're gonna start removing the manifold. I'm gonna do a combination of taking the spark plug wires off. I'm gonna eventually remove the spark plugs. I'll probably do that when I get the manifold out, or like kind of set out of the way. I'll go ahead and just get a few things out of the way here. Temperature sensor. So I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch wrench, or you can use a 13. The 13 is a little bit big, but in some spots you might need a little bit of that extra wiggle room. So I got these manifold bolts. They're pretty much loose. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect where the manifold connects to the cats. I'm using a 16 millimeter on an extension. They're just right down here. I have a swivel extension kinda. Okay guys, so we got the spark plug wires all off. I'm not going to take the spark plugs out. I'm going to try wiggling it out without removing those just yet. I will be taking those off to put the headers in, but we just have one more bolt on this manifold, and we already have the flange down there unbolted. So after I get this last one, it should be coming out. And when the cam was done, these are already out, so these weren't too bad. There's anti-seize on these bolts, so nothing broke. They were pretty good coming off. So it's free. It's gonna be hard to kind of do this and show you guys with the camera, but I'll try my best. Here's the last bolt is out. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the gasket to kind of get it out of the way. We will be reusing these. there's the old stock manifold, as you can see. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove these spark plugs, and I'm going to move on to the next side. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and install this O2 sensor connector while everything's out of the way. It's going to be located along between the engine and the firewall. It's right here, this connector. You guys can see it's going to be really hard to show you guys on camera just because of the tight space. But go ahead and disconnect this right here, plug the new one in, and then plug the other end right into this, and it's going to make your O2 sensor longer. So we're under the car, and we're going to go ahead and cut the cats off right here at this weld. I have a Camaro exhaust, and the O2 sensors is before the cat and in between these two cats. So I'm going to have to run without the rear O2 sensors for a while. I'll have to weld them in through here, but I'm going to go ahead and cut them off, cut the cats off right here, get these out of the way so we can put the headers up through here. So I'm just going to use a Sawzall. So we got the header, we got the O2 sensor in the header already tightened up, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to push it up in there. Let's see if we got enough room under here. So we went ahead and got the headers up in here. We did have to remove the steering shaft. There's just one bolt on the steering shaft way down in there, and then you take that out and you just have to pry, and that whole thing slides up. It comes off the shaft. Make sure when you do that you have your steering wheel locked, because if your steering wheel does like an extra twist or something, you can mess up your clock spring in there. So we went ahead and we got the headers up in here. We got the gaskets. We actually used the factory gaskets because the ones they send aren't the greatest, so we just stuck with the factory ones. Make sure all your spark plugs are tight, all your spark plug wires snap on.
been a few days. We got the car back from the dyno. We went ahead and got it retuned. It's running great. Got the full exhaust on. It sounds amazing. Really changes the way this thing sounds. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, check out the channel.